Welcome back to YellowCard Vanguard channel. I'm your host, Toku from It's Toku TV on Twitch. Every Monday, I'm streaming Vanguard content, and the past few Mondays, we've been brewing up clan collection lists and testing them. So swing on by to be part of the process. We are on day 4 of clan collection course, and today we have the man, the myth, the legend, DaiKaiser. Now, unlike the last 2 days, DaiKaiser is sweet. He is so sweet. He encompasses the nostalgic guard break feeling of ripping grade 3s from the deck to punch your opponent regardless of what they have on the Guardian Circle. It's a very good card. DaiKaiser plays into the already strong Dimension Police playstyle of hit hard and hit fast, and as such attenuates into the current card pool very well. Big shout out to the god of Dimension Police himself, Different Fight, for helping out with this core. We're still trying to optimize the ratios, but the concept is there. Let's go over the new cards and then the core. Starting off with grade 1, Dimensional Robo, Dai Prop. If there was ever an ideal grade 1 ride, it's Dai Prop. Its skill on ride to filter a grade 3 back to the bottom of the deck to draw 2 cards effectively turns any extra grade 3 in hand into Pot of Greed. Rear skill isn't anything to scoff at either. Once per turn, you can Soul Blast 1 and give your Vanguard an extra 5k for every force marker already under your Vanguard. We definitely want to run 4 to maximize seeing this guy in our opener. Next, we have the grade 2, Dimensional Robo Kaizard. Kaizard's first skill also screams, Ride Me. For a card in hand, you get an extra force gift marker after already getting one from riding up to grade 3 anyways. This helps you reach certain power breakpoints needed for your skills faster. Kaizard's second skill also lets him become a formidable attacker once you get your third form. Going second, in conjunction with Brad Black's skill, this lets you get your 3 force markers your first turn at grade 3, and if using force 2s, which I believe we should be running in this deck if we are going second, Kaizard would be swinging at 30k with a crit already. We're going to run 4 to maximize this ride consistency and an attacker as well. Finally, the man, the myth, the legend himself, DaiKaiser. Packed with 3 great effects, DaiKaiser is not only a great ride, he's also a great rearguard as well. The first skill is Vanguard only and gives himself a crit when its power is at 35,000 or greater. Note that this is a plus crit and not changing the original crit to 2, so combine this with Twin Order and Force 2s and your DaiKaiser is swinging with 3 crit and a lot of power. The second effect is the El Clasico DaiKaiser skill. Active on V or front row rear circle, at the end of the battle that a grade 3 was revealed during your drive check, if your opponent only called 1 Sentinel, you can counterblast 1 and ping your opponent's Vanguard for 1 damage. Afterwards, use Soul in the DaiKaiser if he was on rear. Third effect lets you re-ride over DaiKaiser to gain another bonus force marker on your Vanguard circle and to push DaiKaiser into the front row rear to keep the second effect live. Actually insane. Finally, we have the grade 3 heal trigger, Ultimate Salvation combination, a Debut. The most important about this card is that it is a grade 3. Specifically in Dimension Police, this is non-negotiable. Run 4. Between DaiKaiser and DaiLiner, this is an extra grade 3 for DaiKaiser's skill, for Brad Black's skill, and with DaiLiner, this will be a larger shield than with vanilla heals. So let's get into the core of the deck. I want to premise this deck core with the win con and optimal ride ideals. Regardless whether we go first or second, our best grade 1 and grade 2 rides are Dai Prop and Kaizard. Going first, however, we want DaiKaiser, and going second, we want Brad Black. Regardless which we ride, at the end of our first turn at grade 3, we want to aim to be on DaiKaiser. On our second turn, we want to re-ride into DaiLiner to push out our DaiKaiser to the side, threaten a big crit swing with the Vanguard, which should bait out multiple PGs for fear of DaiKaiser's skill, and finally we aim to finish off the game with great Dayusha's skill from hand on the turn after. So, to start off this idea, we're going to start off with 4 Dai Prop and 4 Kaizard, as these are our best grade 1 and grade 2 rides. Next, we have 4 DaiKaiser and 4 Brad Blacks, which are our best going first and going second rides respectively. The moving pieces of our win con, DaiLiner and Great Dayusha, we will play 3 of each since we want to see at least 1 of each by turn 4. DaiLiner's first skill turns extra Brad Blacks, which would then be bricks, into 10k shields, and grade 3 heal guardians to 25k shield, making this deck deceptively bulky and able to transition into the big blowout Great Dayusha turns with ease. Another key combo piece is Twin Order. Unfortunately, if you're running Force 2s, Without Twin Order or Die Prop skill, you won't be able to break power thresholds without triggers. So we run 4 of this lad to ensure that we do hit those thresholds without the need of RNGesus. To increase the consistency of finding these grade 3s that we need for our big turns, obviously we're going to run 4 copies of Grand Rope. Not only can he fetch pieces, he can also fetch us grade 3 Heal Guardians should we need them. And finally, to round out the core, we run 3 Platinum Aces as an alternative attacker. With its skill, it will be a minimum 25k crit each turn it attacks, providing even more pressure to shred hand before going for the big turn. Lastly, let's talk about the triggers. At this time, we are running an 8-4 split of draws in critical. The deck does an already fine job of making its own criticals, but raw plussing is not its strong suit. As such, we do run a full set of 8 draws. The 8 draws also help alleviate the hand costs from Kaizard and Brad Black when going second. And going second is already hard enough as it is. So what other options can we run if we're not going to? We can dip into the Dimensional Police grade 3 pool for some more consideration. Super Dimensional Robo DaiZorus is a great choice you can consider if you're rather playing into the multiple DaiKaiser strategy, getting that extra drive to increase consistency of finding grade 3s. You can consider going deep on the Gallop package and play Great Cosmic Hero Grand Gallop as your main Vanguard and DaiKaiser as your main rearguard attacker if the Dai Robos aren't to your liking. And depending on how meta is shaping up, if your opponents are playing decks that just plus hand to infinity, consider Super Dimensional Robo Dai Arm, as its skill will make your front row very, very big, and will cut down your opponent's hand down to size very quickly. Lastly, something cheeky that we can do in a grade 1 slot is to run Glory Maker. If grade 3 Heal Guardians end up becoming commonplace, people will just naturally have less grade 0s in hand. Glory Maker can make guarding huge bodies with crits very hard, when there are only 12 legal cards to guard with anytime she's boosting. As for my prediction, I expect to see Dimension Police rise up a lot after this release. There's a lot of good stuff crammed into this small package coming from this pack, and the Heal Guardians being grade 3 were also a huge boon to this deck. I'm excited to try this deck out for sure, and I'm sure many of you are as well. Hope to see you back here on the channel tomorrow for the next Clan Collection Core. This has been Toku, signing off.